It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the first day of October. I'm Michael Groff. Finally, we've made it to that month where the weather breaks here in Phoenix, where we finally get those pleasant temperatures. It cools off. Forget it. That's not going to happen. In fact, temperatures way above average, potentially establishing a brand new all-time record high for the month of October. That might even happen by the time I finish recording this video. That's how hot it already is out there today. We'll continue with record-breaking heat for the rest of the week, this weekend, possibly into next week. Now, there is just the tiniest little wrinkle in this forecast for this afternoon and this evening. We're going to talk about that and everything else, too, as we dive on in and discuss. First, here's that almanac from yesterday. Get used to that orange color on here. Yeah, 107 degrees was the afternoon high to close out the month of September. That was, well, that tied a daily record. The morning low of 83, that was a new record warm low temperature for the date. Averages are at 96 and 73. And that now makes it 128 days with a high temperature at or above 100 degrees for the year. And hey, we keep tacking on to those 80-degree lows as well, 108 of those shattering the old record. As we take a look outside right now, this is at 11:55 a.m. Officially, we're at 106 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points 38, humidity 10%. So it's very dry, winds are light, barometer falling. That 106-degree temperature, yeah, that is just 1 degree shy of the all-time record for the month of October. And we're probably going to break that again before I finish recording this video. My goodness. All right. Why is it so hot? Well, that's the most common question we get around here, and the answer can be found looking at the satellite picture here across the west. High pressure is in control. This is the infrared view and the main storm track far to the north of us. Now, hard to see on this satellite view, but there is a weak little upper low that's sitting just off the Baja coast, and a tiny bit of mid-level moisture is being streamed on in here as a result of that. And so that could give rise to some isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across northern or eastern Arizona today, but latest high-resolution guidance over the last couple of runs indicate maybe a stray storm popping up here over the southern deserts this afternoon or this evening. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But for the most part, the main concern is the heat, and that's going to be the primary focus for our weather discussion here for the next, I don't know, eternity, it seems like. But at least the next 7 days. The 7 days, eternity, it all feels the same after this long summer that we've had. The watch warning map, red flag warnings, high fire danger continues for Wyoming, eastern Montana, parts of the Dakotas and Nebraska. Now for us, we've got an excessive heat warning. It's continuing all the way through 8 p.m. on Friday. The Weather Service may well extend that into the weekend with projected high temperatures continuing to be somewhere in the 104 to 108 range all the way through next Monday. Convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather anticipated across the country. Now, the guys at SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, they have put southern and portions of eastern Arizona in the green, meaning thunderstorms are possible. And I will say it is an extremely low-end threat. But it's a non-zero threat, and it's something, again, the last few high-resolution model runs, the HRRR, the 3-kilometer NAM, kind of indicate there's a small possibility for some thunder here this afternoon. We'll talk about that here in just a second with modeling. The tropics in the Atlantic Basin, a few points of interest here. First, we've got a wave coming off the African coast with a high chance to develop. We've got Tropical Storm Kirk, and then the potential of an area of disturbed weather developing over the southwest Caribbean. And that has a 40% chance as of now to develop into a tropical depression or storm in the next 7 days. All right, we'll focus on Kirk here for just a moment. This is likely to become a major hurricane, but it's going to gain latitude. It's going to go north. It's going to affect no one. This is just going to be a fish storm out there. So this will stay away from the United States. That's good news. All right, closer to home, the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, basically nothing. Region-wide, basically nothing. Again, the main storm track stays far away. High pressure will be the dominant feature, and there's no change in that overall weather pattern for quite some time. So let's see what's going on with this forecast in more detail. To do that, we explore the models, see what's happening. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z running. It's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. High pressure sitting over the southwest upper heights, 588 plus decameters. A weak little upper low is just to the west of us. And what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, sunny and very hot. When I mean very hot, I mean this would be a hot day even in July. But highs 109 to 113. If we manage to, well, even if we manage to gain another degree off of our current temperature, we would tie the all-time record. It's just needless to say, we've never been at 110 plus in the month of October, something I never thought I would see living here in Phoenix, and yet we are about to do it today. So that'll shatter the all-time record for the month. Now, as we go to the afternoon, again, there's some mid-level moisture around, and there's just enough dynamic support, and obviously with the daytime heating being what it is, we could touch off a couple of showers and storms over the higher terrain. If you're up there around Sedona, maybe over toward Flagstaff, Williams, Show Low. We got a report yesterday from one of our viewers that said they had a brief kind of 5 to 10 minute downpour up there in the Show Low area. And look, that's possible today. Is it likely? No. But could it happen someplace? Yes. And even here in the southern deserts, the high-resolution guidance, this is our HRRR at 7 p.m. this evening. The high-resolution rapid refresh model, our simulated radar product or simulated composite reflectivity product here. It shows a couple little spotty showers or storms trying to pop up here over southern Arizona, including Phoenix. And as a result, in the forecast at the end of the video here, I've mentioned that. I did not even assign a rain chance to that because I believe the coverage and the probability of actually seeing rain, given how dry the subcloud layer is here, is so low. It's under 10%. I just didn't put a rain chance in. But could you hear a rumble of thunder? Could we see some gusty winds? Could you catch a few raindrops? Sure. But I wouldn't count on it. But it's something that we will watch for this afternoon or this evening. So given that, though, we'll watch. But other than that, I think partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly clear overnight with lows mainly in the 70s to about 80. Tomorrow, an isolated shower or storm over the higher terrain, maybe a stray storm in the southern deserts. Again, we will not mention any rain chances here in the forecast, but it's a possibility, I suppose. High temperatures tomorrow, not quite as hot, but we'll still be up around, I'd say, anywhere from 105 to 109 here in the lower deserts. And the rest of the week just continues with more of the same. High pressure and control, maybe a stray shower in the White Mountains. High temperatures for us, 104 to 108. And that's going to hold for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And any one of these days, by the way, we could sneak up to 110 degrees. As crazy as that seems to think about in early October, it is a small possibility on any one of these days. Although as we get to the weekend and next week, that chance should become less and less so. Here's Monday, again, highs 104 to 108. Obviously, each of these days would break a record. And if you're wondering, because I think that's a question we've had in the comments, yesterday was 7 consecutive days that we've broken a record high in Phoenix. Today is number 8. That in and of itself is a record. Yes, there's a record for the most records we've broken consecutively. It's not an official record, but there you go. It's a category that we've established. So today will be 8 days. And if we go strictly by what the forecast reads here, tomorrow would be 9, then Thursday is 10, Friday 11, Saturday, Sunday 12, 13. I mean, we could conceivably go all the way to Monday, maybe Tuesday, 14, 15 days, breaking a record high. I mean, we are quite literally rewriting weather history here in Phoenix. Let's just keep on going. This is Tuesday, the 8th of October, a week from today. High pressure remains in control. Now, the GFS does something interesting. It's developing a tropical cyclone down there in the Eastern Pacific, and that's certainly a possibility. And it's also beginning to develop troughing over the Eastern Pacific, the Northeast Pacific, and starting to drop that southward eventually. If this works out, though, guess what? We're still hot and we're still dry. And when I say hot, I mean highs around 105 degrees would continue. And well above average temperatures would be present across most of the western United States, as well as the central and northern plains and the western Great Lakes. I mean, much of the continental United States is under the influence of high pressure. Going out 10 days, this is Thursday, the 10th of October. The GFS has a tropical cyclone of some kind, maybe a hurricane there sitting on the southern tip of Baja, and a deepening trough along the west coast. Interesting scenario because that could potentially mean some moisture gets drawn north our way, depending on how all of these features pan out. But this is 10 days out, and it is nothing to get excited about, and we have seen these scenarios and even crazier scenarios advertised previously throughout the last few months, and they have not panned out, and typically they don't. But October, it's not inconceivable for a tropical system to influence our weather. Let me look at the European at the exact same time, Thursday the 10th. It's got almost an identical scenario, troughing along the west coast, big ridge over much of the western and central part of the country, but no tropical cyclone. So we would still be very hot and dry. In fact, the European and the European AI, they have ridging 588 to 591 decameters continuing here. So record-breaking heat would just roll on all the way through the middle and latter part of next week. And I know you don't want to hear that. And I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired of talking about heat. I figured by October we'd be starting to see some relief, and that doesn't look to be happening. Look at a rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. Okay, you've got 5 members that show a trace or some light precipitation this evening or tomorrow. But for the most part, nothing. The control member is up over 0.4 of an inch over the next 2 weeks. This runs out through the 15th of October. The ensemble means about 1/10 of an inch. And there are a few of these members that try to pick up on tropical moisture being advected northward out there by about 10 days and beyond. And again, a possibility, yes, nothing I would latch on to right now, though. European ensemble keeps us extremely dry, and this has unfortunately been the model that is more reliable and more consistent over the course of the summer and here into early fall. Looking at temperatures off the national blend of models, ridiculous. It's the only way I could characterize this. Record-breaking heat most days. I would have to look out there at the 11th of October what the record high is. I believe, though, 100 degrees would not break the record. Pretty sure it would not. But most of these values you see here are records, and even if they're not, they're all above average. Normal highs right now are at 95, and by the 11th of October, they're down toward about 90. So, yes, we're going to be well above average. There's no sign of a break in this heat anytime soon. All right, on that happy note, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video, make those monetary contributions to us, or you can donate directly via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the address via PayPal. That is groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org, or the Facebook page of the same name called Sweet Child Arizona. I'm talking about my Michelle. Yeah, check her out. Check out everything Michelle related, linked up down in the description. If you go to her channel, it could also be Adriana related stuff. Michelle and Adriana related stuff. And, Why not? Even I'm on there. So there's lots going on over there on Michelle's channel, so check that out, or on Sweet Child AZ. Or Michelle and Mike related stuff can be found as well in our streaming station. Yes, we have other projects, other ventures that we have that we're into. Well, actually, my streaming station, I've been doing that for 24 years. But now Michelle's involved in that too. So that is called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun with that. Give that a listen. It's available, again, linked up down in the description. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe. Stay cool. Stay hydrated out there. Did I tell you, the heat has just roasted my brain. I don't think I showed you this graphic. Let me show you this before we get out of here. No surprise, because somebody's going to ask this. September was the hottest month on record. There it is. We beat the old record by 2.6 degrees, or 2.4 degrees. 94.6 was the average temperature for the month of September, beating the old record, which was established in 2001. And so, yeah, hottest September on record. And the way we are going, this could very well turn out to be the hottest October on record. So not only are we on pace for we had the hottest summer. Now we could wind up with the hottest autumn on record here in Phoenix. So I wanted to make sure I showed you that. We'll have the National Weather Service prepared graphic. They'll probably have that posted tomorrow, and we'll share that with you for all the specifics on that. Spoiler alert, hottest on record and tied for the driest. All right. Now that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. So greatly appreciated. Please, thank you so much for indulging my scatterbrain this morning. I have not had enough coffee. That's my excuse. Also, it is, for some reason, it's rather warm in here. So that's why we have these videos sometimes. You never know what's going to happen. All right. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. Or if you're like me, make sure to have enough coffee to get you through the day. And you guys have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Tuesday.